My name's Mike Francis. I'm a driving instructor in Southern California. This video is going to explain how you can get into driving on the track. The areas covered will get you ready for your first track event. So let's start your engine. Congratulations. Now you've got your dream vehicle. You want to take it on the track and see how it performs and stretch its legs a little bit. Well, how would you do that if you had never done it before? Let me walk you through the process of doing such a thing. Well, first I would go off and look at the track that you'd like to drive on. So we're going to look at Willow Springs, which is a famous, very fast track here in Southern California, about an hour and a half north of Los Angeles. Then I would go onto the calendar, and you'll see there on the calendar are events, and companies will rent the track and then they will lease them out to individual drivers. So let's just have a look at an event that actually I'm interested in March, and come down here. We'll look at the different people that rent the track, and I'm interested in the event that Extreme Speed have. You head over to their site. This is Extreme Speeds. Again, there is plenty of companies that rent the track. Go over to registration for events and look at their calendar, look at events, stroll down to the event that you're interested in. And so I am interested in going to the Big Willow, and this is it. And on this part of the website, you can pay your fee and you can register. Let's just go through that. So there will be basically a description of what time you're supposed to arrive and what you can expect. You'll fill out the forms. You will then have some options of which group you want to be in. If this is your first time, you really want to select beginner. And the beginner, they will often take you out on the track with an instructor the first time, or you will follow an instructor so you can learn the line. Then you have to read their conditions about helmets. Now, there is a specific category for a racing car helmet, and it's not the same as a motorcycle helmet. This particular group wants you to have that, so that would be an SA standard, and they're saying it needs to be 2010 or newer. The standard is updated every 5 years, and they won't accept motorcycle helmets, whereas other groups are more lenient with that. So if you're going to go out and buy a helmet for this event, I strongly recommend you go and get a SA standard helmet, which are normally a little more expensive. There's other things here you can tick off. You will need numbers on your car. Some groups will let you just use tape and tape the numbers on. This group will not. It would want you to either buy one of their numbers or have one of those numbers made, which you can get on Amazon. You can also, a fun thing to do is rent their transponder, and that way you'll be on the list and you'll be able to see how fast you're going around the track. There are free apps that you can use, and I'll discuss those later, that will record your times and your lap times. So now you've registered. You're going to want to look at the tech form. Each of these companies have a tech form that you need to pre-examine your car and hand in when you get to the track. These are mostly safety items. You can read through any one of these tech forms. It needs to be signed and handed in, and a waiver when you go to the track. Now you know how to register. I'll speak more about how to prepare the car. This car is a Subaru BRZ. Along with its Toyota version, it is a very popular car on the track because of its well-balanced and controlled rear-wheel drive nature. Other cars that are also very popular and fun to drive is Miatas S2000s. I personally am driving a C5 Z06 Corvette. So let's think about how we're going to prepare the car. Your brakes are going to be used far more than you've ever used them before. They're going to get hot. You stand the best chance of keeping the brakes working properly with brand new fluid. I suggest you would get at least a minimum of .4, and you can use a device like this and you can bleed your brakes until you get nice clean fluid coming through. That will give you the best chance of not getting brake fade. Another thing that you're going to experience is people are going to go off on the track, they're going to put dirt on the track, people in front of you are going to kick up that dirt, you're going to run over it, and you're going to get stone chips on the front of your car. Now you can avoid this. I personally put some film that was custom cut for my car, a clear film, a shield I believe they call it. You can probably find that for your car and you can leave it on permanently, and it really does do a good job. I've seen other people put painter's tape on. Anything you can do to protect the front of your car. Do not drive though with a bra. They have a tendency to come off and that will be a disaster. Another very important thing is as your wheels go through heat cycles, every time you come into every time you come back from the track, they will cool down, and then you'll go out for another session. They get hot. The wheel nuts tend to work themselves loose, so I take a torque wrench with me, and between sessions I check every single nut and make sure they're to spec. These are some of the other things I take with me. I take a cooler, so I have access to plenty of cold water. I bring my helmet, which is an SA standard. I bring some driving shoes, which gives me more sensitivity on the pedals. It really helps me with my heel and toe. Driving gloves, general tools. I bring a jack. I bring a tire pressure gauge, very important, and a tire temperature gauge. Your tires are going to get very hot as you're racing around the track. You'll be right at their slip angle, and as they get hot, the pressure is going to go up. Check with your manufacturer. There is an optimum temperature range that your tires perform best. The tires on my Corvette like to be between 34 and 36 pounds pressure. When I come back from the track, I will check the tire pressure. I will make an adjustment. I'll do that between each session, and generally I find as I get through the day and the track gets hotter, I need to keep bleeding air off of it. Now you may not need to bring a temperature gauge, but I bring a temperature gauge because the tires I'm using, they're like to be at least 180 degrees Fahrenheit to perform at their optimum. It also gives me a ability to check my camber, because I can check the tire temperatures across the face of the tire. You will find that the outside of your tire will be a little bit cooler because it's exposed to the air. And you will also experience that you may get a bit of more wear on the outside of your tire. For that, most people that go on the track quite a bit more put a lot more camber in, negative camber. On my car, I have 3 degrees negative camber on the front, 1 degree negative camber on the rear. I have 0 toe in. I have as much caster as I can possibly do. And on the rear I have about 1/8 of an inch toe in. Okay, other items that you want to bring is you want to protect yourself from the weather. You'll be out, there's very little shade, it gets very windy out there and a lot of sun. Bring some sun lotion, bring some additional fluids for your car. Well, and I hope once you've got all that, I think you should be ready for a nice day out on the exciting day on the track. Be safe. You'll be able to learn a lot from the other people that have been there a few times. You'll pick up habits from them, and you'll have a great time. So, looks like your car's ready to go. I'll show you a little bit of footage of what it's going to look like once you're in the car. Thank you. There are a number of free apps that you could use to record your lap time. One of my favorites is this it's Hot Lap. As you can probably see on the left, you can select the track that you're on, and as you go around the track, it will keep your time and it will let you know your best time around that track, and it will update itself. Like any of these, you can pay extra for additional functions, but this will be basically do everything you want. Another one that's pretty good is Track Addict. That again, it's got a lot of data logging stuff, but you need to pay additional for that. You can actually use this app with a Bluetooth OBD2 sensor. You can pick those up in off of just for a few dollars, and you plug it in, and it will broadcast to your phone. And you will have a video showing all of your instruments as you go around the track. Quite a fun thing to do. Anyways, I think you'll find those very useful. Thank you.